Hey everybody, this is Brian, um, Baptist Campus Minister at Drexel, and today we're going to be talking about peace and power, a discipleship course, discipleship for the whole person, for the whole world. And we're going to be looking at things from this perspective. The primary task Jesus gave his followers was to make disciples. Making disciples means changing people inside and out. As Christ changes us, we change the world around us. Those two pieces cannot be separated, the inward journey and the outward journey. Also, as Christ changes us, as we are transformed into the image of Christ, he changes all of us. He changes our entire person. There is no part of the human being that is not affected by the transformational encounter with Jesus Christ as his disciple. Our wills, our thoughts, our feelings, our body, and even our social context, both inwardly and outwardly, will be affected by following Jesus. Discipleship should equip us with the peace of Jesus Christ to change our lives and the power of God to change our world. To be a well-discipled follower of Jesus means to be a whole person, changed for the sake of the whole world. Now, we're going to look at a few key verses when we're talking about discipleship here. Switching to a PowerPoint display, peace and power, discipling the whole person for the whole world. Matthew 28:18 through 20 says, "Then Jesus came near and said to them, 'All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always, to the end of the age.'" The key verb in that entire complex is make disciples. Everything else kind of modifies that one basic idea. As we go, we make disciples. We make disciples by baptizing them and by teaching them. And to help us make disciples, we remember that he is with us. Making disciples is the key point of being a follower of Jesus. It's interesting. Jesus is telling his disciples to go and make more disciples. A lot of churches use the tagline of disciples who make disciples as being what they're all about. This is the key idea for what Christians do. Next one, Mark 3:14. He also appointed 12. He also named them apostles to be with him, to send them out to preach. There's the inward and outward piece to this. First, a disciple is someone who is with Jesus, someone who knows Jesus, someone who interacts with Jesus. A disciple is changed by being in Jesus's presence. But that isn't all that the disciple does. The disciple isn't just changed by being in Jesus' presence. The disciple goes out and shares Jesus with the world. The disciples is sent out to preach. So a lot of other Christian organizations use the phrase to know Christ and to make him known, to know Jesus and to make Jesus known. That they usually pull this verse in that. It's to be with him, to know Jesus is to be with Jesus. And to make Jesus known is to go out and preach. Discipleship is both about how it affects us internally and how then externally we affect the world around us. Michael Frost in his book, Surprise the World, is quoted as saying, "The trick is to develop habits that unite us together as believers, that bring us together while propelling us into the lives of others." So it's both an outward experience of the Christian with other Christians in the community of the church, and an outward expression of getting those Christians into and to engage the rest of the world. It's not just inward, but it's inward and outward. Discipleship is about making disciples who make disciples internally and externally.